reflection at the Genocide Museum in Kigali, the buzzing nightlife in Kigali, the site of the marvelous architecture in Dubai, the comfort and luxury at the various hotels and buffet breakfasts, and above all, fun-filled Adansi at 10 party with live band performance from Samini at the Dubai Desert Inn. It's too good to miss. Yeah, it's too good to miss for the 10 years of Adansi. So you got to experience all of these at a cool rate of $1,650 US dollars. $1,650 US dollars, covering flight, hotel, visa, transport, and many more. Departures from Accra, 11th August, 13th August, and 25th August. You decide when you want to leave. 11th August, 13th August, 25th August is your choice to choose which date works for you. Book your slot by visiting www.adansitravels.com or call 055-631-0404. That's 055-631-0404 or 055-264-8267. That's 055-264-8267. Adansi at 10, it's a vibe. Book now to feel the beauty of life with Adansi. And if you're planning to have breakfast, there's something that's yummy. If you had breakfast already, don't worry. Something for brunch or your snack. We're introducing to you new super delicious and yummy McBerry Twist Cupcake. The McBerry Twist Cupcakes are baked with natural ingredients and come in two flavors, vanilla and chocolate. They taste as good as they look, and the best part is that they are affordable. Hurry, get a whole pack for your family. McBerry Twist Cupcake is healthy and comes in handy as portable snack for kids to take, eat, and share with their friends at school. Indulge in the deliciously baked and irresistible taste of McBerry Twist Cupcake and enjoy the goodness in every bite. It's available in every supermarket and provision shop near you. McBerry Twist Cupcake, simply irresistible. This advert is FDA approved. And get ready. Because there's going to be a splash this summer. You can go to Dubai or Kenya. There's something happening here in Ghana for all of us at the biggest pool party this July. We're turning up at the exquisite Pleasant Gardens inside Jowolu for the Date Rush pool party on Saturday the 8th of July from 3 p.m. Note the date, Saturday 8th of July 3 p.m. Pleasant Gardens, exquisite Pleasant Gardens inside Jowolu for the Date Rush pool party. Come network, socialize, and experience the summer in Ghana like never before. Performing live are Dope Nation, LaRusso, DSL, DJ Faculty, DJ Abiam, DJ Phil, and so many more. Rate is a cool 50 Ghana cedis only. Dial star 713 star 33 star 25 hash. That's star 713 star 33 star 25 hash. Star 713 star 33 star 25 hash to purchase your ticket. To make reservations also, please call 0244 40 50 27. That's 0244 40 50 27. Date right post party, the summer event you do not want to miss. Okay, now let's talk about cocoa for gold, right? Cocoa for gold. Yes, cocoa. Okay, it turned out to be something else. Helen, did you ever buy any of those? Yes, cocoa.
I have to cast my mind back.
You didn't. Please.
Okay. Let me confess.
You didn't.
I didn't.
Yes, cocoa.
As in, what product?
Madam Tobio, cocoa. Do you know Sweet Bad?
I do know Sweet Bad.
You know Sweet Bad and cocoa.
Sweet Bad is a pastry. It's like rock bands.
Yes, but if you get Sweet Bad, and that's cocoa, the cocoa drink.
They still make Sweet Bad.
A bosso. You don't know. Even Polo Cry, they still make it. Polo.
Sweet Bad. So I remember.
It's Sweet Bad. Oh my God. Sweet Bad. I've remembered something. I've reminded you.
My mom used to sell fabric at the Medina market.
Okay.
Shout out to you, Kiamasa. Good morning. And so if I ever left school and I went there early, and you as kids, you want to go home and see what cartoons are on there. They say sit by the shop till we close.
Wait.
And so my mom would appease me with some sweet bad.
Sweet bad. William, what's your Sweet Bad story?
Yes, Coco.
Coco. Yes, Coco.
So wait, so this is the regular cocoa drink?
Yeah, but it's locally made. Yeah, you know how you're in the vehicle in the trotro with your child, and they come and they don't advertise the thing to you. They show it to the child
because they know once the kid starts crying.
They show it to the child. Madam, yes, cocoa.
You see the farmer is presented like that.
Like that. So
that one is still fluid. It's not frozen.
But is it chilled?
Yes.
Chilled. Best consumed chilled.
Yes. And then it goes with sliced tea bread.
Yeah, it comes with its own tea bread. Yes, I remember. The tea bread is in the poly bag.
Nice.
Yeah, but you always opt for the sweet bag.
You're always in an air-conditioned car. You will see
those things. You will see those things. Those ones, they are for the taxi, trotro, bus and truck drivers.
Yes, Coco.
Yeah, yes, Coco.
Yes, Coco.
3FM Sunrise.
Sunrise on 3FM.
Yes, Coco. Yes, Coco.
Sunrise.
Abia music. My God. Charlie, you should see the people at Jamestown or Bukom or some place around Polygon dancing to these songs. The dance moves. The champions of Big O family dance, they will bow to them. The guys can boogie. Style BNB, fan form. We're talking about this morning cocoa for gold and the alarming rate at which people are cutting down their cocoa trees for galamsey or to sell them off to galamseyers because they think that they are not making enough from their cocoa plantations. One of the stories that we'll play for you, one of the gentlemen, for example, said that he doesn't see why he has to work for a whole year, get 8,000 cedis from his cocoa plantation, and while he can get even more than that if he gives his land off to galamseyers. And in any case, he looks like he's been engulfed by these galamseyers. So they are destroying the land around his cocoa farm, and the chemicals are seeping into the earth. Eventually, he will get into his cocoa. So when he takes the cocoa out there, the quality is already affected. Nobody wants to buy, it's rejected. And he doesn't see the need to still go on cultivating cocoa when he could make an easy way. And there was one of the gentlemen that Ibrahim Abubakar also spoke with. This is a report by Joseph Armstrong, but Ibrahim Abubakar earlier, which prompted the minister to go there.
That's
The
right.
man said, look, it is my own land. Plenty for food and jobs. Am I part of it? I'm not part of it. So, we tried to talk him out of it, but that's his reality.
That's right.
This is reality. I mean, join us on social media. You can always join us on social media. Hashtag is 3FM Sunrise. I see you have something that you want to share with us.
Yes, I'm just thinking about the themes concerning cocoa farmers giving out the lands, and to the extent that government has withdrawn the inputs that these cocoa farmers need, the free cocoa farm inputs that they need to help the cocoa farms thrive. I'm not surprised that this is what is happening. Also, already around a lot of these cocoa farms, it's alleged that already the chemicals from the galamsey sites are seeping onto the land. And when our colleague Ibrahim Abubakar did that report, it went viral. You know that old man, he says...
He won an award for it at the Cocoa Awards, which I emceed last year. Yeah.
And that story was far-reaching. And off the back of that, there were a lot of reactions. And to the extent that some cocoa farmers were saying that, well, you might be approached by those involved in illegal mining to sell off your lands. And if you don't, your return and your farmland is flooded. So that there are even more sinister approaches to acquiring lands for cocoa and turning them into galamsey sites, and I found that to be such a sinister tactic. You come for my land, I don't want to sell it off, and then you engineer a way to destroy the land, leaving me with no option but to sell off the land.
I put you on an island by force.
By force.
I dig around you. You have no option.
No option.
There's no way through which you can go to your farm. If you go to the farm and you go and plant, the chemicals will kill the whatever you have planted, the seedlings before. So you have no option that to yield to me. You have no option.
So I think not even is it just that farmers are selling off their lands. There are conditions that prevail such that they have no option but to sell off the land or give off the land.
8 months ago, story came on TV3 and on all media general platforms. Listen to the story. Listen to the report. Listen.
But today, it has been ravaged by the hunt for gold by illegal miners. Several cocoa farms in the Kunsu traditional area have suffered the same fate. Akwesi Fodio has been growing cocoa for the past 20 years. Proceeds from the cash crop has been his main source of income until now. The father of 6 has leased part of his farmland to galamsey operators.
You see this piece of land? I took over about 300 million from it. Just 2 months. I built my own 2 rooms at Wadi Makasi, but I worked 20 years without buying even a single plot. Now I have my own premises. So I rely myself on the gold more than cocoa.
He appears unperturbed, cutting down his cocoa trees.
Government can never stop galamsey in this Ghana at all. I have the gold, I have plenty money in my pocket, so I don't mind cocoa. Look, I'm now cutting it off, you see. It is my own Boniface property, nobody can stop me to stop cutting my own cocoa tree. Are you plant it for me? Planting for you food and job, am I involved?
The 62-year-old is among many.
Nobody can stop in my pocket, so I don't mind cocoa. Look, I'm now cutting it off, you see. It is my own Boniface property, nobody can stop me to stop cutting my own cocoa tree. Are you plant it for me? Planting for you food and job, am I involved?
The 62-year-old is among many farmers who have sold their cocoa farms to these miners. Illegal mining continues to thrive in some cocoa growing areas due to what many consider to be lack of enforcement. Here at Kunsu, it is common to see these miners digging and scavenging for gold when you walk through several cocoa farms. Between 2019 and 2020, around 19,000 to 20,000 hectares of cocoa farms across the country were destroyed by illegal miners, according to a recent Cocoa Board report. Gold miners targeted major cocoa growing towns in Ashanti, Eastern, Western, and Western North regions. Eric Adekusi, a miner, explains the means they use to get the farmland from the farmers.
Every cocoa farm we work on is being sold by the owner. We don't use force to take anyone's farmland. We just do everything possible to convince the owner to sell the farmland by giving him more money if we realize there is gold there. We sometimes go the extra mile to get the land by diverting a water body to destroy the farm.
This is 1 acre, 10,000. 1 acre, 50,000. Now here, brown now. Now want to be still 1 year. Yet you go for your boss, so next year before cocoa nasi. Never cocoa you. Now the bakery, Obama Tioka, a baker can walk around. What do you mean at your football? The bears over this day. What the name?
According to the International Cocoa Organization's April Cocoa Market Report, the 2021-2022 cocoa season is heading towards a world deficit of approximately 181,000 tons, mainly due to a shortfall in the Ghanaian production. 67-year-old Nana Kwesi Poku, a cocoa farmer, fears cocoa production will drop drastically in the coming years if measures are not put in place to prevent farmers from selling their farmland to the miners.
sɛ me koko kuani na mate koko bɛmfi aduanan na meni million aduanan da hɔ a na mɛmmɔbɔ.
I have done cocoa farm for close to 40 years, but I can't boast of having 4,000 cedis. So if someone offers 50,000 Ghana cedis to take over the farm, why shouldn't I give it to the person? If government does not re-strategize and put in place measures to make the farming lucrative, cocoa production will decline drastically in the coming years.
Nti cocoa no sɛ abɛyɛ mfane na nsi fam anya nhwɛ papa ama kuafoɔ ɛne ɛbɛdu bɛmfie du akyi cocoa no hɛ wonya bi ndɔ.
Kunsu has now become the hub of mining, with thousands of youth from across the country moving there on daily basis to engage in galamsey to generate some income. Already, cocoa output dropped 34% in the first 6 months of the season compared with the same period last year, according to a report by Cocoa Board. This means Ghana risk lose.
Well, technology. But that's the reality of these cocoa farmers. They're selling off their lands. And they're saying that, look, so far cocoa is not helping us. Even though they make... I mean, I've traveled around and done stories where we offered a bar of chocolate to a cocoa farmer. And we told him that's the final product of what he planted. Mm-hmm. He hadn't seen a bar of chocolate before.
Yeah.
He hasn't tasted chocolate before. Reality. Can we ever get out of this hole where people and they are justified to say that, look, I'm doing job A, it is not bringing me so much. After 40 years, I can't even boast of 4,000 cedis as my savings. Somebody comes and offers me even more than that just to take over the same land on which I claim to be working. They may be justified to say that, well, this will earn me some more. Maybe they don't understand that the futuristic damage that will be done because they allowed for mining to happen there and not proper mining, but anyhow kind of mining happened there, will come back to hurt him and his descendants who he may leave behind. But now he's looking at surviving. He's not getting the needed support. He doesn't have a voice. The price is dictated for him. He is not paid on time, and so on and so forth. So he's also thinking, how do I feed myself and my family? How do I not lose respect among my peers? And those are the genuine concerns. They are asking for government to re-strategize. If not, and this was 8 months ago. I tell you what, I checked with Ibrahim and William yesterday, and they say the lands are still being taken over by the galamseyers. They offer money to them, and it's irresistible. You take it. You're hungry. You've been offered food. Won't you eat?
Yeah. But if you listen to the tape, one of the gentlemen said that they mined around the farms and the contaminated water now seeps into the farmland. And so their yields are affected. So why would they continue to farm? I think that's very, So if we had succeeded in fighting this galamsey, at least we would have protected the farms, number one. And then as a country, over the years, our economy is just raw commodity driven. Everything but raw, everything raw. Now, if you want the best furniture, you are going to either Italy or Turkey or China. If you have much timber is produced in Turkey. If you are looking at our chocolate, Ghana is known for cocoa. We have one of the best produced chocolates. But Ghana is not known for chocolate. It's Switzerland that is known for chocolate. All the chocolate products are made in Switzerland.
That's
all
right.
the companies, I don't want to mention their names.
Big ones.
Yeah, they are all Switzerland companies. It tells us that as a country, not a government, because we've been growing cocoa since the early
19 Kojo
Tete Kwashi's era.
Yeah.
And if we are talking like this at this time, it's because of this illegal mine. I keep making the point that look, I did my national service at Takwa, Dumpim, Wasa West, and they were mining without machines, and nobody had any problems. It was just recently they brought these machines from the politicians led people to bring. Yes,
and excavators,
yes. And I come from Achim Kwabing, where we have cocoa and we have gold. The Tiwa forest was not under such siege. The farms are there. So what has happened? That's where the government has failed, because when the fight against galamsey became political, And when people were making money, and as you can see, the farmer said all the time that he's been farming, the money that he's making from the sale of the land to Galamsey is more.
It's more.
So we have seen that there's much more money in the gold. Look, if you go to Ivory Coast, they are not just exporting the beans. All the extra things that comes from the cocoa pod, the husk, there's something that comes as a liquid when they ferment. They are even putting all together and generating biomass from it.
Yeah.
They are thinking ahead. We are just next door to Ivory Coast, and in all areas of the economy, they are doing better than us.
Serious? Serious?
And it was the same government that says that, look, the COVID and things, it jumped Ivory Coast, it jumped Togo, and came here, the international shocks.
Yes.
So all the macroeconomic targets that we had, we have failed. But Ivory Coast is doing well. They should go there. There's a US company that is actually targeting using the waste from cocoa to produce biomass and generate electricity. So they are thinking ahead. If you take a bar of chocolate now on the streets of Ghana, it's about 15 cedis for the big one. And a bag of cocoa, the last count was about 12,000 cedis.
Yes.
So who is going to, these farmers, look at the kind of structures they are living in. And I was saying the other time, if you go to the mining towns, look at where the international miners live. And look at where the local Galamseyers live, or the townspeople. The same way, go to Ghana Cocoa Board, or if you like Cocoa Board, look at where the staff of Cocoa Board live.
And look at where
the farmers live.
Who bring the beans for them to have a job.
No Cocoa Board.
That's right.
The Cocoa Board officials and workers are living better
they live large
than the cocoa farmers. There's something missing in that area that we have to check.
It's interesting. Well, as far as cocoa is concerned, we should be at the forefront of all of it.
Exactly.
When it comes to the end product, when it comes to what the Ivorians are doing with the waste, the husk, and all of that, we should be the ones that are at the forefront. I tell you what, you walk into any supermarket in the United Kingdom, pick up an exotic bar of chocolate, and you turn the bag, they'll say exported from Ghana, Ghana. But the whole thing should be Ghanaian. That's what we should be known for. Instead, you go to Switzerland, as we've said, and they are the champions of chocolate, to the point where they've now capitalize on that for tourism, so you can go for a chocolate excursion, a chocolate hub, and
a chocolate
drink. They found a way to make that an identity.
Meanwhile, they don't have a tree.
They don't have. Listen, you go there. It's winter. The land is infertile, and they are raking in the money coming from chocolate.
You know what? Somebody who works within the cocoa industry told me is at the CPC factory. He told me, he said, "Look, take our chocolate." So he took me to the lab. This is our bar of chocolate. Then he brought some of the exotic bars of chocolate. Exotic. Yes, and then he put it to test. So look at the quantity of cocoa in our chocolate.
Exactly.
And then he told me, see, these guys have added small cocoa, plenty milk, plenty sugar, plenty butter. So they mix it. So that's how come it's creamier. But if you taste that cocoa, you actually feel the taste of the cocoa itself.
It's quality. Whenever you take a bar, can we mention our most prolific chocolate bar?
Yeah, I mean, of course, made in Ghana.
Made in Ghana. You know the one I'm talking about. Yes.
Golden Tree.
Take it to any.
We only see it around Valentine's.
Now it's on the streets though.
On Valentine's Day it's pronounced.
We have Valentine's Day, also Chocolate Day, which I hope governments will also expand on. But take this red cocoa chocolate to any chocolate expert anywhere in the world, any chocolate connoisseur, and they'll tell you that, wow, this is a chocolate worth tasting.
When
they
the
tell you
they like it. They like it.
They say the cocoa content. They say this is the best chocolate I've ever eaten, and yet here we are, cocoa farmers who make, who produce the cocoa that provides the best ever chocolate that the best connoisseurs have ever eaten. They haven't even eaten some of the chocolates.
So if we sit here and we say chocolate day, that for me is problematic because 14th February comes once in a year, once. So if we have a cocoa street in, say, Wassa West, where they do a lot of cocoa, or in the western region somewhere, the tourists come, you take them. Because if you go to China, they have tea streets.
That's right.
Where you see everything tea, different type of tea products. You meet the people, you taste, So if you have places like that, then we are making money even out of tourism around cocoa.
Yes.
There's no streets in even Tetekwashi every year. If you go to the Ebri Botanical Garden, they should have some. Not just look at the cocoa the cocoa trees and just there should be the whole chocolate something there every day.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be 14th February.
No.
It should be every day.
Every day is chocolate day.
Yes, you go there, it's well branded, different types of cocoa products. You go there, there's cocoa drink, there's cocoa bar, there's cocoa this. You know what I mean? So that at the end of the day, every day of the year, we get money from tourism. I'm just hearing that the tourism inflows are increasing.
Yes, they are.
That one we have to give to this government. They've done some good work.
Your return,
and so
Afrima,
this is where we all have to start thinking as a country and bringing on board everybody. And we set our targets. See, in the next 5 years, we are looking at how much Switzerland is making from chocolate and cocoa products. We are targeting a certain amount of dollars, and then we begin to work together as a country, not as a party or as a government, so that at the end of the day we can make money out of look, they said the former tourism minister said they were going to set up a gold museum.
Yes.
In Obuasi. Madam
Otinjesi, Barbara.
It's a good idea. Has it started? When is it going to be completed? So that all the
that is something that would bring me
to
Ghana, or not a cathedral, something like come to Ghana and see the gold museum.
Yes, gold museum.
What a wow!
You see real gold
dust.
What a wow!
You know, these are things that. So this conversation about this cocoa this morning, it is just about creativity.
Okay, there's creativity here. President of the Republic on the 10th of February 2021, he made a pledge to the children of Ghana. Listen.
Fellow Ghanaians, on the occasion of the celebration of National Chocolate Week, I say a big aiko on behalf of government and the Ghanaian people to our hard-working cocoa farmers, and an equally big aiko to the board of directors, management, and staff of Cocoa Board. The health benefits of cocoa are enormous and well known. It helps reduce blood pressure, lowers the risk of heart attack and stroke, and improves brain function. Ghana produces the best cocoa with has strong nutritional value, and it's time that our consumption increases in our own backyard. Currently, per capita consumption of cocoa in Ghana stands at 0.5 kilograms. This should increase to 1 kilogram per Ghanaian in the short to medium term. This will begin with inculcating the habit of consuming cocoa in our children. This will not only develop the taste for cocoa products, but will also help them stay healthier to contribute their quota towards the growth and transformation of Ghana. I am and will continue to be a passionate consumer of chocolate and cocoa-related products. So, my fellow Ghanaians, I urge all of you to consume Ghana-made chocolate and cocoa-related products for our own well-being and indeed for the development of Mother Ghana. I thank all stakeholders for their contribution to the sustenance of the cocoa industry and reiterate my government's commitment to ensuring that the industry receives the needed attention, obtains its fair share of the national cake, and acquires an equitable stake in the global value chain. May God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
That was the president. And in one of, it's quite a lengthy one, but in this particular one, he also mentions the fact that he was going to give every child in school on a daily basis a bar of chocolate to improve, one, consumption, two, get the children to develop a taste for it, three, help them to benefit from cocoa, the nutrients of cocoa, so open up their brains and all of that. This was in February 2021. We are in June 2023. Chocolate no way. Chocolate no way.
Just last week, we're not even talking about mining and then cocoa production. Just last week, there was a threat that the West was going to target Ghana's cocoa beans because now we're
the forest
targeting,
reserves.
exactly, we're entering our forest reserves to cut down trees and to open up the forest for cocoa plantation, something that the Cocoa Board has not denied. So on all fronts, we have issues that have not been dealt with, as I said, over the years. And let's set targets. 5 years. This is what we intend to do to stop all land issues with cocoa, number one. Number two, let's see how we can fix the problem with our cocoa farmers. Because when you go to the countryside, it is that bad.
You see, the president, the reason I had to play that tape was that the president mentioned the per capita consumption of cocoa per individual. He said that's 0.5 grams, and he wants it to get to 1 gram per person. And the strategy to get it was to give it to the children so that we consume what we are eating, so that nobody out there will say, okay, we don't like your cocoa because it's A, B, C, and D. But if we are industrializing, that would have given CPC more jobs, which means more money, which means that the money is staying here, which means that we are not importing all these things, because once people develop a taste for the local cocoa, it will go. I mean, so we have the strategy and we have the plan. How we fail to implement it is the problem. That's where the problem is.
Because the president said, the report you are giving us, the president promised one child, one chocolate.
Yes.
Is it a day or a week?
Yeah, he promised them. So
a lot of the policies that this government has rolled out over the 6 or so years have struggled to take off or have failed because the costing was not done.
I agree. President Nana Akufo-Addo has announced that his government will soon roll out a program that will see every school-going child from basic to the secondary level enjoy free chocolate every day. According to him, this will boost the consumption of local cocoa products. Speaking at this year's World Cocoa Day celebration in Kumasi, which coincided with the 70th anniversary of the establishment of the Ghana Cocoa Board, President Akufo-Addo said government had already received support from some international chocolate companies to kickstart the program. It is for this reason that the Ministry of Agriculture through Cocoa Board, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection through the School Feeding Program, and the Ministry of Education through the Ghana Education Service are to ensure the sustained provision of cocoa beverages and chocolates to school children from primary school to secondary level. Full stop. So there was even cocoa drink.
They actually did start the chocolates, one child, one chocolate. They started it out. I was speaking with some school feeding caterers, and it died a very quick death. It was not sustained, a sudden death. I think a few schools benefited, and I think what they were even providing were the slim tubes, you know, the liquid, then you squeeze it, and it wasn't sustained for very long.
Like
some people didn't even
chocolate spread
like that. Yes,
because at the policy level it will be free, but at the financial level it won't be free. So who is going to do the financial calculation to see where the cost will go? Free SHS policy level free, but financial level is not free. How are we calculating things to sort out the payments? This is how we run the economy. It's not just coming to say everything free at the policy level, at the governmental level, fine. But when it will definitely must hit somebody's pockets. If it's going to be something that the state must pay, you must do the calculation. Say, look, we are making so much money from cocoa per year, we are going to set aside. Then you tell us that, and we journalists, when they announce some of these things, we have to put it to them. We have to squeeze the answers from them, so that we don't look on for the policies to fail before we come and rave and rant. When the Nando went abroad to talk about free SHS, the journalists asked the very simple
at the
question.
BBC,
how are you going to finance this? How much is it going to cost you? He said, when I come to Ghana, you come and tell the people of Ghana. I think when he was speaking, they didn't hear.
He never told us anday.
You know what I mean? With technology, you didn't need to make that statement.
Yeah, because it was.
We were all listening. We could have listened to you.
You know,
we're watching you.
So I'm saying that policy freedom in terms of getting things there is there.
But when it drills down
to be the financials, you have to work it out. It's like you, a human being, promising people things. Oh, Charlie, your baby, I'll give you 50,000. That we have said it. But how are you going to work that out based on your income and your expenditure as a person, your personal economy?
Charlie,
how does that go?
If you promise me and you don't give me, you be guy man.
But that's what it is. That's what you see.
And of course, next time I won't even believe you or trust what you say.
So we are saying that the promises that they made to the cocoa farmers, in the next, I'm looking at it, next 5 years. Let's take our time. I always say, let's come back to the basics. The man is saying he's been farming as a cocoa farmer for 40 years.
He can't boast of 4,000.
And he's around 62 years.
Yes.
So at the age of 22, he started serious cocoa farming. And if we can plan for such a person, because you see, the macroeconomic environment, he doesn't control it. He doesn't carry the cocoa outside Ghana to go and sell.
Yeah.
If he tries that, he'll be arrested.
Yes.
That will be smuggling. So those who buy the cocoa and sell it and do all those marketing, we used to have cocoa marketing board, which is now cocoa board.
Yes.
What is happening in those places? He doesn't have any control. So we are saying that we should not look on for these old men. And you see, mechanizing the cocoa farms have not even been done.
No, it's not been done.
It's not. And we are saying that if you go to places like Iowa, the richest man in Iowa today is is a farmer. Bill Gates is a farmer.
Bill Gates.
The top
All
farmers.
the big
It's
men.
not a bad deal at all. And as I'm saying, even the cocoa waste, we have not looked at it. So the conversation should be that the next 5 years, we are going to take our time and roll things out. What the official at Cocoa Board is enjoying, the farmer must enjoy double.
Yeah. You know, if you go into some of our some people tried cocoa pomade, cocoa soap, and all of that. What kind of support did we even give those people? Those who started cocoa. I mean, the soap made from cocoa. I mean, the husk of cocoa, the pod. People started business. Like, what did we do?
You see,
we didn't
Johnny,
support them.
sometimes when we talk about helping people in the industry and we talk about direct help, then the politicians get away with it. Just fix the macroeconomic environment.
And the people will tap into it.
Exactly. Just fix the interest rates. Just fix the forest. Because if you look at our economy failing, it's all on the F's. Foreign exchange, fair prices that we don't get, and all those things. Fix them. If you say we are going to, you don't have to take state funds and put it in the hands of people.
No. That's not
That's
what
what we do, and it's not sustainable.
No, that's not what I'm suggesting.
No, I'm just
suggesting that if you don't have,
no, they have said
yes,
and I'm saying that's not what you should be telling the
yes,
people.
you can't pick 10 people and give them money and call it youth empowerment.
That is like putting a plaster on a gunshot wound. You are achieving nothing.
Ghana, Ivory Coast together produce about.
You are building a bridge for an ant to cross.
And we are here talking as citizens of one of the countries, and we are saying that Ghana, Ivory Coast together produce 2/3 of the world's cocoa.
I mean, just look at that. Look at that. And as a farmer, you have nothing to show for it. One thing that William also mentions that I think is towards the line of creativity, I'm sure we have Swiss representation in Ghana and therefore Ghanaian representation in Switzerland. What about a collaboration? We export the stuff, you guys make it beautiful. How do we find creative ways of collaborating? Is there a Swiss Ghana chocolate week? They learn from us, we learn from them, we collaborate.
The envoys come in, the envoys they go out there, and what do they do?
What are they doing?
You know, there's a story here. 16th March 2021, Cocoa Post. That's Kojo Force Cocoa Post. They organized their Cocoa Awards. I've hosted that for 3 or 4 times. And we started it. It says, a year ago, Ghana's president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, became the first African leader to be invited in about 60 years on a state visit to Switzerland. But his visit may not have gone as his host would wish, as he announced that his country will soon end the process of selling raw materials to trade partners for onward value addition. Although Akufo-Addo's visit was about 12 months ago, the details of his announcement have been rekindled by conversations sparked by recent impediments placed by rich countries on a World Trade Organization proposal. The proposal would have seen coronavirus vaccines produced in large quantities widely in other countries if pharmaceutical corporations can waive off intellectual property rights or claims. Richer nations like those in the European Union as well as the United States have blocked this proposal, although in terms of global numbers, they are in the minority. Akufo-Addo's statement, this according to Cocoa Post, Akufo-Addo's statement to the Federal Council of Switzerland is seen by many pro-African interest observers as well as Pan-Africanists as a possible route through which Africa can win on trade on the global scene. Ghana's quest to hold back on exporting raw materials is an agenda independent of what is happening with the WTO's proposal on COVID-19 vaccines. So you see where it is. President goes to make a bold statement that we will stop. We are in the process of stopping the exportation of our raw materials, including cocoa, which is what the Swiss economy largely is hinged on. Now, 4 years on or 3 years on, what's happening? So, like William would say, as for the talk, we can talk. But imagine if we had actually put in place the factories, expanded what we already have, and we're channeling all this cocoa, adding proper value to it, and shipping out. CPC does white chocolate. Our CPC, they do white chocolate. Same white chocolate when you go to Switzerland. Same.
You see, when I talk about the creativity, there's one thing I wanted to. I've just found it.
So we go on a break here.
We all talk about Rwanda.
Right.
You see what the Rwandan ambassador to China is doing. James Kimonyo has embraced social media to market coffee and chili from the East African country to China, because China has the largest number of online shoppers. So he's using social media to promote.
He's looking sharp.
China is usually a tea consuming country.
Yeah.
He wants to push coffee there. He's using social media. Look at what the French ambassador did when she came to Ghana, using her time here to push French culture, to push even taking Ghanaian musicians,
being on media.
That's what we expect our envoys to do. So our envoy in Sweden, chocolate, what are you doing? Our envoy in China, what are you doing? So somebody becomes an envoy, and for a whole 4 years.
But then, William, in those countries, they will pick career diplomats and send them out. So in terms of diplomacy, international relations, and all of that, they understand. We pick politicians who may have not had any stint at all within the diplomatic circles.
Chief,
and we go and dump them there.
It has not become economic diplomacy. Whether you're a politician, you're a career, the whole thing is that go and sell.
Yeah, but you see, William,
I agree with you, but I'm saying that
you will sell.
Yeah.
But then when you come face to face with somebody who has been a career diplomat, has risen all the way to say a level B or A, at the very top, which is equivalent to an ambassador, and he's made an ambassador on ever, a secretary of trade or secretary of this, a secretary of that. When they sit at the table and they are talking and they are negotiating on behalf of their country, you see a difference.
Well,
rather than somebody who's just been handpicked because they contributed to a campaign or they are related to somebody who supported a certain campaign.
It's orientation.
I don't get it.
Let's give them the orientation so that then when they go out, they will sell Ghana.
Let's take a break. Take a break. Sunrise Morning Show is 8:30. We'll see you shortly.
Hey, are you worried about your parties, weddings, hangouts, on what drink to enjoy for the celebration? Or you're worried about how to
is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helena Piampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
We simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities. We keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
Knowledge is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helen Apiampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
To simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities, we keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
Knowledge is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helen Apiampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
To simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities, we keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
Knowledge is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helen Apiampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
To simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities, we keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
Knowledge is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helen Apiampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
We simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities. We keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
Knowledge is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helen Apiampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
We simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities. We keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
Knowledge is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helen Apiampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7. Your urban lifestyle radio.
You are a major stakeholder in nation building. Your voice matters. Start your day with us.
We simplify the conversations, break down the jargons and technicalities. We keep you well informed throughout the week. Start your day with us.
Knowledge is power. We put you in the know of the happenings in Ghana and the world over. The main reason why you need to start your day with us.
We give the leaders the mandate to govern our affairs. We have a responsibility to hold them to account. It begins here. Start your day with us. Good morning, Ghana, Africa, and the rest of the wonderful world. Welcome to Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Start your day well informed. Start with us on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Catch the all-new Sunrise Morning Show with me, Johnny Hughes, Helen Abiampofo, William Asiedu,
and Noble Crosbyan.
Weekdays from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
Show. And we'll have a conversation with the Chief Executive Officer of the Minerals Commission. But first, Team Sunrise stepped out there to check for ourselves what's happening on the ground. Joseph Gold Armstrong Alogbe and Janet Quason were out there with the rest of the team, and the documentary is ready. We'll play that for you, and then once we're done playing that documentary for you, we will get into the conversation. So tag along with us and join us on our socials at 3FM 927 and also on Facebook, Twitter, and across. If you're ready like Freddie, here we go.
Had to say about the South Africa's president and President Museveni of Uganda. But what's really in this?
3FM Sunrise.
Come hear my story. 1870, a grabbing man for the year of glory. Ghana cocoa premium in the world. Ghana chocolate widely sought after.
92.7 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Ghana, Onaboshi.
Afro gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3FM.
Me dark chocolate, white chocolate, milk chocolate, hot chocolate. Nothing says I love you more than chocolate. Healthy chocolate, Ghana chocolate. Nothing says I love you more than chocolate. Tasty chocolate, Ghana chocolate. Also we say, buy for yourself and buy some for your baby. Ghana chocolate, make everyday chocolate. Buy for yourself and buy some for your baby.
Sunrise on 3FM.
For strength and vitality, I put my dinner power for the friends and the family. Valentine chocolate pen the GD. Afro desire for the men. Oh really? Share chocolate bar, chocolate drink. I had that with red, water hot and a cold. Try to release the stress. A dark chocolate and a raw cocoa powder. Eat chocolate, stay healthy, go Ghana. Nothing says I love you more than chocolate. Healthy chocolate, Ghana chocolate. Nothing says I love you more than chocolate. Tasty chocolate, Ghana chocolate.
Sunrise on 3FM.
Start your day with Sunrise on 92.7 3FM.
92.7.
3FM Sunrise.
Mankind wicked and wise. The strange generation. Anyway. Cyanide and mercury in the water. They let this poison in the water.
Bobby, a 46-year-old cocoa farmer, is preparing to go farming when the news team arrived at his house. He has sold most of his cocoa farmlands to illegal miners, leaving nothing to be done. He reflects on the hardships of his life as a cocoa farmer.
Cocoa na ense ensoyen. Cocoa adwuma na wo ye na ensoyen. Before bet afe na wate cocoa ebi wase cocoa no nsuo ba na sa no no eba musa akrade a na wate cocoa no betimi ate cocoa agu fa musa wabo cocoa one bag.
We don't get enough cocoa beans. The production is very low, and this isn't sufficient to sustain us. We are in hard times, so we're mostly tempted to sell our farms to illegal miners for better compensation.
He is concerned about the lack of support from the Ghana Cocoa Board for cocoa farmers, as 20 of his colleagues have already sold their farmlands to illegal miners.
The officers usually don't visit the farms when they come around for inspections. It prevents them from getting accurate information. They rather seek comfort than doing the job.
Bobby is not the only one. This 63-year-old cocoa farmer has sold half of his farmlands to miners for 20,000 cedis, which he has used to buy a bus for his transport business.
Pay me by the car 20,000.
What is motivating you to give your land out to these miners?
The value is low.
What value?
The cocoa. What I get from the revenue is very low. So I wanted to give them at least some for them, so that I'll get that money to invest some others.
So the money they gave you are okay with it?
Yes.
What did you use the money for?
I'm using for transport.
Oh, you bought a car with the money?
Yes.
You are getting more money?
Yeah.
Do you ever regret giving your cocoa land out?
No. I don't regret it.
He added, Ghana Cocoa Board has not been proactive in supporting cocoa farmers in their plight.
My space and so I see government say almost Spain so
We don't get the needed help, so we struggle to stay in business.
The farmers later showed us the number of cocoa farms being destroyed to make way for mining activities. We spotted 10 excavators at the farmlands with uncovered galamsey pits and found a foreign mining company claiming to have a license to mine in the area. We discovered they were Turkish nationals, and they show us proof of not polluting the river bodies. One of the leaders told the news team even though they are surrounded by cocoa farms, they don't forcibly take the farmlands from the farmers until they agree to give it out. Adding, they have so far been able to buy about 50 farmlands and hoping to get more.
You've been in Ghana for how long? 1 month. 1 month? Yeah. Sleep here or you go to Accra? 2 days. No. Ochina. Ochina. You go to Accra.
Okay. According to the International Cocoa Organization's April Cocoa Market Report, the 2021-2022 cocoa season is heading towards a world deficit of approximately 181,000 tons, mainly due to a shortfall in Ghana's production. The 63-year-old cocoa farmer fears cocoa production will drop drastically in the coming years if measures are not put in place to prevent farmers from selling their farmlands to the miners.
We are suffering, and it is a reason we sell our farms to miners. We plead with authorities to pay attention to us, so we stop releasing our land to illegal miners.
It's not only cocoa farms that are being destroyed, but also the only source of drinking water of the people is affected.
Our major challenge in this community is water. The illegal activities have polluted our water bodies. We don't have any other treated water in this community.
Already, cocoa output dropped 34% in 2022 compared to the same period in 2021, according to a report by Cocoa Board. Issues of Galamsey taking over cocoa farmlands have a place of its own on the national list of most discussed issues. Underlying all these is the perceived involvement of powerful people that has made it difficult to end.
This farm is about 56 acres, and I'm told about half of this farm has already been given to illegal miners by the farmer, and if care is not taken, the next few months or years to come, he's going to give the entire farmland to Galamsey because he claims he's not making enough money from the farm.
Joseph Armstrong, Gold, TV3, Enum Apepem, Eastern Region.
Because of illegal mining and cocoa production declining, deforestation and rising of violent crime every day. Well, many men shall die because of the greedy of another man. Yeah, worldwide,
3FM
Sunrise. Men shall die because of the greedy of another man.
And that was a report by Joseph Ghost Armstrong. Alogbe.
Because of the greedy of another man, yeah, illusion. Many men shall die because of the greedy of another man, yeah. Worldwide, think about the future children. What kind of legacy you leaving for them? Selling and destroying generational wealth, and the people are suffering. Oh, think about the future children. What kind of legacy you leaving for them? Selling and destroying generational wealth, and the people are suffering.
Sunrise on 3FM.
Women and children suffer the most. Handling poisonous chemicals without no gloves. Contaminated water running through the hose. And that is what we drink, and same thing washes the clothes. Only by young youths, they are dying every day. Hustling to feed family from Galamsey. Why do we give permission to the China say? The price that we pay is not worth the bargain, no, no. Many men shall die because of the greedy of another man, yeah. Worldwide, many men shall die because of the greedy of another man.
3FM.
Many men shall die because of the greedy of another man, yeah. Illusion. Many men shall die because of the greedy of another man, yeah. Worldwide, think about the future children. What kind of legacy you leaving for them? Selling and destroying generational wealth, and the people are suffering. Oh, think about the future children. What kind of legacy you leaving for them? Selling and destroying generational wealth, and the people are suffering. Oh, Lord, Africa is bleeding.
Sunrise on 3FM.
All right, we get now into the conversation.
For you, yeah, they never love mama better than you. Well, and cocoa production.
And we're having studio
deforestation,
Chief Executive of the Minerals Commission. He's a mining and petroleum lawyer with over 20 years of experience, knowledge, and tremendous interest in international environmental law, mining, energy, policy making, and all of that. We will talk to him, but first we'll go onto the phone line. Speak with Mr. Fifi Boafo. He speaks for the Cocoa Board. He is also the man in charge of the management of the CEO's secretariat, head of the public affairs at the Cocoa Board. Fifi, good morning. Thank you very much indeed for your time.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes.
Great to have you here. We've been worried, and this morning we've titled our conversation "Cocoa for Gold." Are you as concerned as we are, given the fact that farmers are beginning to give off their lands to miners, illegal mining particularly?
Yeah, it's obviously a worry because, like you put it, it's an illegal act. And anyone involved in an illegality is one thing we are not supposed to encourage. So the fact that somebody is involved in an illegal act it is something we are, as an industry concerned, as Ghanaians are concerned, that people are involved in an illegal activity. People who are doing regulated mining, obviously it's regulated and then it does not have that serious effect on other businesses and the people who live in these communities. Apart from the fact that illegal miners' activities affect, they take away the existing cocoa farms, the livelihood of the people in the that locality is also affected, and other farms which have not even been attacked by these illegal miners also suffer as a result of it. So yes, it's a concern to us.
In terms of cocoa production and what we eventually harvest to sell, is illegal mining hitting it so hard that we are not able to get the quantum of cocoa which we need to export to rake in the necessary forex?
Yeah, it has a huge effect on it. We've done some work some years ago, but that is not good enough at this point in time to use as a basis to say that, okay, this is the actual effect of illegal mining on cocoa industry. Because day in, day out, there are reports of people taking over cocoa farms and using the land for illegal mining. So day in, day out, there are new farms that illegal miners are taking over. So the effect is huge. If you look at our production numbers, of course, there are other factors that also affect productivity and then the production generally of the country. But if you look at the number of farms we are losing to illegal mining, it's a huge effect it has on the cocoa industry.
The farmers are not happy. In fact, those we have spoken to 8 months ago in Kunsu, I know that you and your team moved in. The farmer we captured who said he was not involved in planting for food and jobs and all of that. He will cut down his own cocoa trees. Well, he rescinded his decision at some point, but not after he had cut. That was after he had cut down many of the trees. Recently, just about 2 days ago, we sent another team out there. They've come back with a report. People are willing to sell off their farmlands, and their basis is that they will farm the whole year and then get about 8,000, some 12,000, and that's it. But these illegal miners offer them more, and they fall for it. How well is the cocoa farmer taken care of?
Well, Johnny, I would say that usually your situation at a point in time would definitely influence the decisions you take. And sometimes the eventual effect of the decision you take will be the eventual effect of the decision will be one where you sit back and reflect, you realize that it wasn't the best decision to take at the point in time. The story you just narrated, I have also engaged some of the farmers who have shared this position with me. So like you said, a farmer who is producing 8 bags at the end of the year is getting 8,000 Ghana cedis. So the person comes to the farmer and say that, I'm giving you 50,000 Ghana cedis. Give me your plot of land, and then let me use it for galamsey. Someone who is earning 8,000 at the end of the year, considering the effort he has put in, and then it's being offered 50,000. It sounds too good to the farmer that, 50,000 cedis, after all, what am I getting? 8,000. Let it go. The person does not pay attention to the effect that there are other benefits the farmer is realizing. So for example, you get your plantain from the farm. He's not taking that into consideration. You get cocoyam from the farm. He's not taking that into consideration. And the farm is going to last for 30, 35, 40 years. He forgets about all that and take the decision because it's enticing to see money being offered to you. All of us at our professional levels have taken decisions where at a point in time, Charlie Johnny, I'm opening a new radio station, I'm poaching you, I'll offer you a car and a house. Do you want to come over? Go like, whoa, so how much is 3FM paying me? How long is it going to take me to be able to build a house for myself? You get tempted and then you take on the offer. 3 years, the station is closed down because management could not rake in the profits they were looking for. And then now you have to go look for new employment and all that. your credibility within the industry is weighing and all that. So yes, the temptation is there for some farmers to take these decisions. But the truth is that if you do the eventual calculation, you realize that it is not the best decision for these farmers to take by giving out their farms for the illegal miners. I encountered one particular farmer who gave out his farm and was offered 100,000 Ghana cedis. He actually came to my office. I had this conversation with the farmer who said, at the time when they said they were giving him 100,000, looking at how much he was making at the end of every year, he felt, wow, it's mind-blowing to be given 100,000 cedis because it's a lot of money to him. He took the money and started building. He did not get to the window level. He's exhausted the money, and now he's back to square one. He has to start afresh. So he was coming back to Cocoa Board for Cocoa Board to help him to be able to start his farm again, because that is what the family is dependent on. But at the time when the money was offered to the farmer felt that it was too enticing to let 100,000 cedis go, because he has never had 100,000 in his entire life. So, Johnny, the temptation is what really drives these farmers to go in for the money. But the eventual effect is one they realize that, no, we should not have taken the decision. Yes, we agree that farmers, if their situation is improved, if their situation is better, it would help them in resisting some of these offers and some of these approaches from the illegal miners.
Right.
It is something that is being worked on. If you realize, for the last 6 years, Ghana or cocoa producing countries have been complaining and suffering because the world market price has plummeted. But thankfully, we now see signs of improvement at the market, an indication that there are better days ahead for us as an industry. So, yes, the farmer situation could be better, but we are of the firm belief that opting or giving out these farms to illegal miners is not the antidote or the solution to the problem.
We'll come back to the measures that are being taken, from your outfit or by your outfit to reverse the trend. But Fifi, do they really have a choice? These farmers, I mean, if your farm is literally being turned into an island, people are digging all around you, access to your farm is curtailed, there are mineral deposits and chemical deposits that are seeping into the soil and affecting what you're planting and harvesting. Really, do you have a choice? Because you are now being outnumbered and outcrowded out of your farm space.
Indeed, it's a huge challenge. It actually goes beyond what you even narrated. The major part of also the problem is that when there's galamsey in a locality, getting farm hands to help, it becomes very difficult, because the young boys in the locality will go galamsey, come back with 300, 400 Ghana cedis a day. What we call the farm hands or the laborers the farmers employ, they don't get 100 cedis a day. So the difficulty is, how do you get farmers to help? So if you are a farmer, it becomes difficult to get even people to work. I remember my cousin who told me, she's a lady, she's a cocoa farmer, and she said now it was time for her to even harvest. Her kids are in school, so they are not there to help her. She's the lady having this farm. And getting young men or young women in the locality to even help her to harvest was a problem, because they are all at the galamsey side. So we agree that there's a huge problem, there's a challenge they face. But the truth is that you are faced with a situation whereby you feel it's a daunting task, it is difficult to overcome. But if you do not resist that, it goes to affect the future of you as an individual. Because bear in mind, John, if you give your farm out because of the challenges you have, illegal mining will not last more than a year in a community, at best 2 years. What happens to you? Granted, you are given 100,000.
Do you give the farmers these nuggets of education that you're sharing on radio this morning?
Yes, we do that.
How often do you do that?
As part of our farmer education, we have our district officers who are at the various districts. As part of our training manual for them, they are supposed to share this information with them. Beyond that, the seriousness of the issue, we've actually created a desk responsible for illegal mining activities, and they have been going around also meeting and engaging with farmers, sharing these thoughts with them. So yes, we do that.
The farmers are complaining, at least from where we went there, Apapem, Enuma Apapem.
Yes.
They claim that your officers come, they don't go to the farm with them. They only come for cocoa to be prepared for them, and then they are not getting the input as well. So they literally have been pushed to the wall, and then they have meat being dangled in front of them while they are hungry. They would jump at it.
Well, our officers, I am not too sure which of the officers they are referring to. We have different levels. There are those at the national level, there are those at the regional level, and then those at the local level. So you have CAs who have been assigned farms.
Right.
So these CAs, it is difficult for me to accept that someone who has been assigned a responsibility to, for example, have jurisdiction over 80 farms to sit at home and then give instructions. Because your job is to go to the farm, direct them how to plant the seedlings, to identify pests and diseases. So definitely these persons are supposed to go to the farms. Of course, it is possible it's a human institution. Maybe someone may not be executing the task given to, and then when we get reports, we'll surely follow up. But that's what the staff are paid to do, and that is our expectation. That is the duty they are discharging down there.
What is Cocoa Board's forward plan in terms of taking care of the farmer? You have spoken about the fact that illegal mining affects the future. The farmer should recognize that, jumping at whatever is thrown at them now may hurt the future and all of them, bring them back to square one. But you need to have a forward plan that they can align with, and then they will maybe buy into your idea. What are these plans?
I remember I was at a town in Western region, and that was during our engagement with farmers in preparation towards the rollout of the Cocoa Farmer Pension Scheme. There were 5 young men. Initially, when I started talking, I realized there were some murmuring at the back. So when I finished the presentation, halfway I realized they had stopped and then they were paying attention. So when I finished the presentation, I went to them and then started having a conversation. And these are people who have been brought from the north to come and work in somebody's farm. Their concern at the time was because they were the Ebunu, doing a Ebunu kind of arrangement, they were not going to benefit from the pension scheme, and it was the farm owner. So after my explanation, when they realized that, they were actually also going to benefit from the pension scheme, then they felt that, okay, yeah, that is the way to go. 2 of them actually told me that the reason why they came back to the cocoa farm, because they were at the Galamsey site. The reason why they came back was that, if we are going to get pension on our retirement, then it is not worth being at the Galamsey side, because they felt that the money today from cocoa and the money from Galamsey, the Galamsey money was better. But realizing that there will be something for them at the time of their retirement, then the best thing for them to do was to be in cocoa farming, because it will offer them something beyond today, which illegal mining is not offering them.
Okay.
So it is one of the things that we are doing to ensure that the farmers stay in cocoa farm. Sorry, but you go ahead with the question.
I'll have to let you go at some point, because I know that we pulled you out of a meeting. But tell me, why does payment for the cocoa farmers delay?
3FM 92.7.
It's a difficult one, because it is not supposed to. There are, however, instances, the license buying companies. Cocoa Board does not buy directly from the license from the farmers. We use license buying companies, and they at different levels have their own set of issues. Of course, sometimes too, when Cocoa Board syndicates for the money, the time the money is released also affects how money is transferred to these license buying companies. So it is one of the challenges we've had. But Johnny, the good thing is that now Cocoa Board is going digital. The expectation is that from next year we are going fully digital. Where when you, as a cocoa farmer, you go and then weigh your cocoa at the station, it is not dependent on the license buying company agent to say that, okay, Cocoa Board has brought money for this purpose, or Cocoa Board is here to release money for this purpose. Your account as a cocoa farmer will be credited directly. Because one of the problems we have had over the years is that some of these guys take the money and go and buy, an instrument at the bank, 3 months waiting for the money to mature for them to get some profits on before they pay the farmers. There was one unfortunate incident around Sefi where a young man took 8 million for this purpose, and what he did was to go and go to a money doubler. And then he was swindled. And he kept telling the farmers, Cocoa Board of Face come by, Cocoa Board of Face come by. Later on, when we got reports and we went in there, then we realized that the guy has given the money to money doublers and he had been swindled. So it is part of the problems we have had. Thankfully, there's a new regime coming which will change some of these things, and then the farmers will not have to suffer going forward.
Is there sort of a symbiotic relationship between you, the Minerals Commission, EPA, and in fact the local assemblies to ensure that the very thing that sustains your office and your core business, cocoa, doesn't become extinct?
Well, we've been engaging with, I think, at the level of the Minerals Commission, it was at the highest level where the board of directors of Cocoa Board, together with management, met with the board and management of the Minerals Commission, because we believe that it's a very serious thing and they have the capacity. It goes beyond that. The security agencies, we are also engaging them because, yes, the Minerals Commission will do what the law instructs them to do, the environmental protection agencies, the local assemblies, but also the security agencies. So, yes, we are engaging all these stakeholders because we need their intervention and support in getting this work done.
And the engagements have yielded what?
Well, I think that there's a framework is being developed, and the expectation is that it will yield better results than what we are seeing today because it has not solved the problem.
Do we have the waiting time while the farms are being destroyed?
We do not have the waiting time, my Johnny. The point is that you need to also take actions and take some steps that will solve the problem.
But the farms are going away.
Yes, some of the farms are going away.
The environment is being destroyed.
I agree with you.
So while we wait for the framework, by the time we're done and the framework is completed, what will we have achieved?
But we're actually working. There are people who are getting arrested for this purpose, and there are others who, when these people... So one of the things I did not touch on, if you permit me, 30 seconds.
30 seconds, then you see who come in. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yes. One of the things we have done is that some of these illegal miners, when they go there, they try to bulldoze their way, use their muscle to muscle the farmers. The farmers are not emboldened because they lack the capacity to fight them. But in recent times, what Cocoa Board has done is to give legal representation to these farmers who go to court to injunct them from taking action. And this has been helping in protecting some of the farms. Even though we say that some of the farmers are giving their cocoa lands to the illegal miners, it is not always the case that the farmers are open their arms and welcome the illegal miners. They use force and other means to compel them to give out their land. But in a situation whereby they have legal representation and they are able to deal with them, yes, it prevents them from taking over their cocoa farm. So that is also happening. And it's not just every farmer who, when they go to the farmer, he gives out his or her cocoa farm.
Is there a classical example of this legal representation or support from your end to a farmer which resulted in a U-turn that you can mention to us?
Yeah, I can give you one example in Sefi. So there was one in Mpoho, and there's one recently in the eastern region.
Okay. Fifi, I thank you very much for your time. Grateful.
The pleasure is mine. Thanks.
Great. And that's Fifi Boafo. He is the head of public affairs at the Ghana Cocoa Board. He has joined us here this morning. In studio is lawyer Martin Kwekwe. You see, he's an expert, he's a lawyer, he's a chief executive officer of the Minerals Commission, and he joins us here in Flesh and Blood. And lawyer, draw the microphone close to you so we can. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm not well.
Why are you not well?
Oh, but it's not good news. I watched this myself.
The documentary.
So quickly, I know Armstrong because it covers many of our programs.
Right.
And I said, I want to.
Please use the microphone for me.
I want to, have a discussion with this and put a lot of things in perspective.
Right.
But I'll yield the floor to you unless you want me to.
No, go ahead. Yes, right. You heard Fifi Boafo, so.
Yes, he said it all. One, let me say this. If you really want to understand the situation, or if you get to really understand the situation, you realize that it's really a very bad situation. I'm happy he separated the issue of illegal from, proper responsible mining.
Right.
Johnny, you are talking about small scale mining that lawfully started in 1989. So it's been around for how many years? 89, 34 years or 34 years, right, when we started it lawfully. Other than that, our gold was being smuggled to Togo. And then with the World Bank reforms, ERP and all those things, and Akwesi Boche, the thing was formalized. There is something as a nation I needed to lay foundation.
That's right, go ahead.
And then maybe I'll plead with you if I can have 30 minutes every week for us to do a lot of education on mining.
We have the airtime.
Yeah.
You have the money to.
Yeah, it's okay. Yes. I don't know. I do it on GTV, Metro, Asempa and Co.
Right.
I'll send you something.
So we are happy to
we will need to do that. Yeah. You see, just 5 minutes before we look at this cocoa thing that is worrying us. You see, 34 years on, when we started the small scale mining thing, just in 4 or 5 regions, Ashanti, Eastern, Central, and Western, which has now been split into 2, Western region and then Western North. And then, typical of us as a nation, we went to sleep the last 34 years. Why am I saying so?
You tell me.
You now have small scale mining taking place in about 12, 13 regions. Save Greater Accra, Oti and Volta, where I come from. You see the state of play, about 13 regions.
Right.
You now have 3 million people involved. Yes, in small scale mining. That's about 10% of the country's population.
That's true.
Supporting the livelihood of about 3 million. And when I say livelihood, I'm not talking about just employment. So you go to a typical small scale site, you find about, let's say, 50 people in the pit. Those are directly involved. Then you have women who have come to mount food joint at the site. They are there because when the guys go to the pit and come back, they eat. The miners work 24 hours around the clock. They have everything, light, everything. So for those women who are selling there, that's their source of livelihood. I'm not talking about illegal money. They replicate the same thing in illegal money. We will need to formalize them. I'm talking about a typical
really
former small-scale site.
Right, okay.
So you could have about maybe 50, 40 people selling there. So that woman is indirectly involved in mining. So we count her among the employees. She goes to Antimansa somewhere in the bush to go and take the foodstuffs, sometimes even on credit. The woman is assured of what do you call it, regular supplies, because they will come for it. So they are all part of the entire chain. Now they buy fuel and use it a lot to power their machines. So in fact, many of the filling stations, if you care to know, in all the mining areas are owned by small scale miners.
Interesting.
Yes. And then folks in Swami service their equipment. So that is the kind of thing I'm talking about. So when you go to a place like, let's say, Dunkwa, Prestia, and you stop mining, it means that Anybody involved in selling, the gentleman who wakes up every morning, takes a bobo or moto, and then enters the joint to go and carry load and all those things, you've destroyed their livelihood.
They're gone.
But that is not to say your concern, my concern. The landscape that is being devastated, the water body and co, we should not be worried. You see, among all the 100 or so reasons I can give you for illegal mining or the causes, there is one that if we take seriously as a nation, and we have no choice, if we don't do that, we'll just be going round, like the way you say in many of your Johnny's Bites programs on what you call TV3 and co. What is that? You see, the large scale people, we could wrap up this discussion in 5 minutes, don't worry. The large scale people do what we call exploration or prospecting.
Okay.
They pick up licenses or blocks, do the exploration, and over the years, they find it and then apply and do mining. Like you take this lithium we found. 7 years after serious exploration in Ewoya in central region, they are about getting a mining lease to mine. What we do with it properly is another thing, because we learn from the experiences of gold. Now, in small-scale mining, there is nothing like exploration. So the republic or the state must take it upon itself and do it.
Okay.
There are so many blocks we have identified, we call them block out areas, where we will need to give money, fortunately, to a state institution that has the capacity and know how to do it, Ghana Geological Survey, and do the geological investigation so that we can allocate. I think that has started now. It will take time to do these things. Some patience is required.
Do we have the patience?
No, we have. We shouldn't treat this in the way we've been treating our football. We should not.
How do we treat our football?
You know, when you are building skills and you are building talent, it takes time. Sometimes I used to ask myself, I'm just 53 years, when we were young, how come that it got to a point Cuba was winning all the amateur boxing at Olympics? They don't have any skills as compared to us. Something must be going on somewhere positively, academy, whatever. We will need to take our time and do things. So, but then the question is, in the interim, how are we giving areas for small-scale mining? Essentially for always. Licenses that have expired, we block, we give it out. Areas that large-scale companies voluntarily give us with that data, we give it out. Or areas that the miners themselves find out, then we give it out. Or areas that have been cancelled. But what we didn't do as a nation 34 years is that money that we didn't put aside every year to be given to Geological Survey, to be doing exploration. I believe right from 89, maybe until recently, the idea was that, why do I put aside, and when we did the budget, it's about $50 million. We don't need $50 million today. You need just maybe see the equivalent of $1 million or so every year to give to Geological Survey, they do the exploration. Other than that, what you have is happening is that, you see, the problem is this haphazard digging. They dig everywhere. Try your luck.
But who gives them the authority to dig?
No, that's why it's illegal. And it's even worse now because, you see, following the security challenges in Burkina Faso, because they also have a very large small-scale sector, they moved down south. And they carry along, I'm sure you've heard about it or you've seen it, what they call metal detectors.
Right.
So they just go around the neighborhood and they move it around. When they hear a beep or cat, then they just take the excavator and dig. If they find something, fine. If they don't find anything, they move on. So within a very short time, they devastate the land. That is what is going on now. So the proper solution among others, because you see, we cannot allow people to go to the water body. We will need to keep evicting them and moving them. But in the short, medium to long term, if we want to resolve this illegal mining conundrum, it's for us to take money, public money, put it in geological investigation, and pass it out the place. Interesting story in Central Region. There's a huge mining company called Pesos Mining.
Right, Pesos.
They did exploration in an area, and after a while, they said, okay, there's a lot of gold there. And it is true, there's a lot of gold there. They got overwhelmed by Galamsey. If the small-scale miners who are invaded the area were along where I'm sitting now, even that one, they were getting koli. The report they give us when they surrendered the grounds to us to give it formally to Mosque is along the area you were sitting. So it tells you Geological Survey speaks volume, geological investigation. I will need a lot of time, maybe between now and end of the year, to come here at least once weekly for us to do a dedication.
We can arrange
Other than that, let's go back to this situation.
We can arrange this.
Yes.
So now, our forest reserves are being mined.
Yes.
And I was shocked when I read that in the Professor Frimpong Boateng report, which was given to the Chief of Staff for the information of the President.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Again, Johnny, there are two things that are happening here.
Okay.
We have proper lawful mining activities that is permitted with all the protocols allowed under the laws of Ghana, which have been happening over the years. And it will be interesting if the likes of you can arrange. I mean, we did it for Temataki at DTV to go and see these things. It's important.
Right.
So take Ghana Bauxite Company, the main bauxite mine in Ghana now. It's been around since 1941. The entire place is forest reserve. They've been mining lawfully, no problem. Parts of Newmont concession in Achim is forest. Part of Chirano's concession is forest. Both Newmont and Achim, they are going underground now. So here's what happens. If let's assume this whole area is your concession, and just around the table is also forest reserve, what they will do is to have an arrangement with Forestry Commission. And then they will say, okay, if 5 kilometers is part of it, then maybe we've got to find you some 20 or 30 kilometers of land somewhere, okay, or in a forest. You spend money and do what they call it offset. You replant and all those things. So that is working for the large scale people very well. Johnny, maybe my colleague Alote can come and speak more today, because I know that
John Alote, Forestry Commission.
Yeah, I can arrange for him to come. I'll give his number so that he'll give you more information.
Right.
But I'm talking about what is lawfully permitted, the kind of thing Newmont, Ghana Bauxite and Co. are doing. The devastation you are seeing in the second leg, where people illegally enter the forest. That's illegal mining. People, and some of the forests, like there's one in Volta region, and then OT area there. It's perhaps bigger than Greater Accra 4 times. How do you police it? So they enter there and go and work in the mine and then take things off and go away. So we need to do more policing. As to whether we have...
But aren't there police already out there?
No police, they have the forestry guards.
You have forestry guards, you have immigration folks.
No, immigration is a different matter. I'm talking about the forestry guards.
I'm saying that, for example, if you're going towards Enyinem, which is where illegal mining also happens, you will see, before you cross into it, you will see police, you will see immigration, you will see the forest guards. All these three are there. And I do know that there are national security officers also around there, and NIB officers. So how do people move excavators right under their noses and straight into the bush?
They use again, I will need to show you some videos. I mean, this is Ghana. Either I don't have, either maybe some people may have been compromised for the thing to move, or they use unapproved routes. As we speak, our borders are porous. People come in from Ivory Coast, Burkina, and Togo all the time using unapproved. We know the approved routes. Elubu, the one at Aplau, and then is it Hamile and other places. But people can come in. Like I come from Volta and Doti, so people just walk in and across. So there are so many areas by which you can enter without necessarily going through the mains and people.
But an excavator is not small.
Yes.
For it to
They could move into the night, or people can get compromised. You see, my minister keeps making a particular statement. He says his father is a chief. He's Buikwera. I happen to be Mankralo of where I come from. I was in school in October.
Congratulations.
Johnny, there is no way anybody can take... I come from Rara, it's in Biakuya district. There is no way you can take an excavator and enter Rara today to go and do illegal mining, unless you just enter today. Today is Monday, and by close of today, Wednesday or Thursday, folks down there will not go and say, "Oh, Nana, obi the excavator braha or moko excavator babi or no konaka." We don't know what is going on. There is no way that will happen. I want you to accept that that's the hard truth.
That the people will see, but they will not go and see it.
Let me repeat. There is no way anybody can enter any village in Ghana here and for like 2-3 days or weeks on end with any machinery, earth moving equipment, howsoever described, without a chief, or to stretch it, a DC being aware.
I agree with you.
Do you doubt that?
I agree with you.
There's no way. I'm saying I'm a chief, I'm a mankala of my village.
I agree with you.
Maximum maybe a day or two, or you let's give this week. There's no way within this week or by close of the week anybody can enter Rara with an excavator or any heavy equipment to go and do mining or cut timber, because we have timber there too, without me being told.
Because the people know themselves.
They will ask, they will say, oh Nana, this is going on. Somebody, assemblyman, one of our chiefs just saying, will have called me, they will have reached out to me. They will have called me and say, Nana, somebody has come here with an excavator or where. That is why in mining we do gazette, public entry, community entry, and all those things for the chiefs to be aware.
Right.
There's no way this thing will happen. So when you have these things taking place, then there's a problem somewhere.
It means that the people are complicit.
In
the
a way,
who are supposed to be making sure that they don't happen. They are complicit.
Because you see, how do you see, let's say, illegal mining taking place, let's say behind a police station or by the roadside or on the full glare of people? That's one. But that is just one of the several challenges that we have to deal with. Now, Johnny, two, you can go to entire community and the entire community is doing it.
3FM.
Okay?
92.7.
You can go to some community and then, look, was it the early part of this year where a chief in the Session area here was digging his house? I don't know whether you saw that story.
Yes, I did.
You understand? So some chiefs, I'm using my words advisedly, at least I can mention that, and he was arrested. He and his brother were doing that.
All right.
So maybe you can have a situation where maybe a chief or some leaders or actors who are very influential may be doing that. And you know how people are revered, certain class of persons are revered in their villages.
So, Council, what will make the Minerals Commission give anybody a license to go and mine in a forest reserve?
What to make Minerals Commission? One, we don't give license.
Okay.
We receive a process application. Let me tell you how the process is.
Okay.
That's why I will say that, look, beyond today, I need to
We will do that.
Yeah, so that we all get to learn. So if you want to carry out mining, and then you bring your map or your coordinates to Minerals Commission, and it turns out that the place is in a forest reserve, we have all the forest maps superimposed on our mining cadastre.
Okay.
So we see everything.
Right.
So we tell you the place is a forest reserve, or it is an ecologically very sensitive area, or it's a I mean, there are some areas we will not allow you. But if you go to Forestry Commission say, oh, this may be underground, or this can be allowed lawfully, or whatever, they can run those offsets and all those things for you, and they will permit you, fine. There's no way we will accept an application unless you go to their protocols. I'll give you another example. Recently, VRA needed to dredge the estuary of Adan. You know these water snails that can have all those parasites that give, is it Schistosoma or Bilharzia? They needed to dredge it. Okay? So that those things can go. And it's not something you can just get up and do overnight. So they had to go to Water Resources Commission that manages the water bodies of this country. Nobody has mentioned them in all this.
In all of this
Galamsey thing. It's all Minerals Commission, but I don't believe in that. We are Ghanaians. So they needed to clear them. You need to go to EPA and needed to clear them. And then you have to come back to Minerals Commission for us to clear you, because when you scoop the sand, that's kind of a mineral. That is a process VRA went through, even a public institution, because
to
they
be able to get
somebody.
Thing to do.
So you need to go through all these protocols, and they do it properly. Maybe we'll have to organize some kind of a tour for us to go to Newmont, Golden Star, Bauxite and Co, that are doing it properly, and then they are following the protocols. All these devastations and degradation, somebody calls it environmental terrorism. I call it mining terrorism. They are all illegal. It's not been sanctioned. But then, they go there at night and all those things. But you see, there's a question I will need to pose to you, and then we'll come back and wrap up our discussion on this. And then I think I can arrange and come and we'll start the education. Practically, it's been found out that almost all our forest reserves have gold.
3FM 92.7.
Worth billions of dollars. And then the report I'm getting has time to be corrected, that it is not easy to police them. Do we hire 20, 40, 50,000 guards more, put them on paper and pay them? What is the budget like? That's something we need to do. Or as a nation, do we sit down and see how this can be done responsibly? And say, look, if there is some 5,000 kilometers somewhere, it's full of gold, it's worth, let's say, 10 billion. Is there a way the nation can get it to be done responsibly? And then another 20,000, maybe 10 times that, is given somewhere in, let's say, Aprampama, for which has been devastated, for us to revegetate and do that. Is there something we should consider as a policy? This is something, a discussion we need to pick up with Forestry Commission. Or we sit down and behave like the ostriches and allow the devastation to go on.
Is that what we're doing now?
No, it's a question I'm posing.
Right.
I'm thinking
but
through
it. It does appear that's what we're doing now.
Should we do that? No. Should we do that? I said, because you see, you have what, 47 forest reserves?
Yes.
Over 40 of them are good from here all the way to Upper East. How much budget do we need? These are things we need to ask ourselves as a nation. Or if we don't want to do it and want to protect them, are we in a position to protect them? How do we ensure several hundreds and thousands don't go into the forest at night and go and devastate them? Now, you are beginning to see some of them carrying guns. Do you remember the gentleman called Atia or Ata?
Right.
Who was
the Eastern region?
No, Western region in Lembela or in Zima or Jomoro, who had some altercation with some police people, and then the thing went viral, and some police people were being humiliated, kind of, and then you saw the kind of guns he was carrying. He says, "Mijitum se miye galamse, miinfe galamse." Somewhere deep there. But then these people have been coming and been taking money for us, so they come to arrest us
with his gang.
Whatever. Eventually, the gentleman was arrested. And then they said they were referring the police to Peeps. We yet to see what will happen. But be that is may, you saw that guy and his likes. They are carrying guns. So, if it's a typical off-forest area, it is not easy for a Minerals Commission inspector to go to that place. At best, he can only pick intelligence and pass it on to the security agencies who are more capable to, go and arrest him. If it is playing out in the forest, I'm saying there may be several of them. Is it that easy? For how long can you keep sending, let's say, the military to run across all the 46 or 47 forest reserves in Ghana to go and evict people? You might go and evict people, but is it sustainable?
Is the Minerals Commission well resourced to take on its task?
If it is resources to regulate and run mining efficiently, yes, we are very well resourced.
But what other resources lacking?
No, in terms of the men, the mining engineers as inspectors, the vehicles, the office and all those, we have them now. Within the last 2 years, we've been very well resourced.
Okay.
I'm talking about illegal mining.
Right.
There are several angles.
Nuances to it.
Yeah, I mean, some we will just have to, step up the enforcement mechanism.
Okay.
Some, there are certain hard policy decisions we need to take. These are the hard truth.
Big mining companies that you mentioned who are doing mining that has been endorsed by the state. You have people in Obuasi, people in Kenyasi, and all those places always up in arms with them. Recently, we had an outside broadcast in Obuasi. The people are not happy with Anglo Gold Ashanti, for example. Kenyasi, same. I mean, they are always fighting them. Number one, they say they are taking away their jobs. Number two, they say there are chemical deposits that they leave there, and that will go to hurt them. So, for example, somebody says we need about 200 years to clear all that chemical, reclaim, revegetate, and all of that. What do you say?
Johnny, don't let us mix two things. What happened in Obuasi is just illegal, unlawful, and as a nation, we shouldn't allow it.
How do you mean? I don't understand.
Now, how do you have people entering somebody's concession underground? There are several miners, thousands of them working in Obuasi. Obuasi has given about 70% of their grants lawfully to us. They've surrounded them with data.
Okay.
We're trying to parcel them out. The other blockade areas that we want to move the small-scale miners to go and work. Again, it gets back to the first point I raised. We need to do geological investigation so that in the medium to long term, all these people can get a place to work.
Right.
But it's raining deep into the night. You knock at my door, Johnny. You're stranded. You can't go out there. No vehicle is moving. You said, "Oh, Martin, I need a place to sleep." Now we don't do that. Those days we do that.
Yes.
So I get to a place to sleep, maybe with my security or one of the boys' quarters there and all those things. Then 2 a.m. you walk and come and knock at my door and say, you want to come and sleep where myself and my wife are sleeping? How come that people come in, bring in their billions, set up a mine? If they are regulatory failures and things, that's a different matter. We can talk about that. But I'm talking about small-scale miners getting into other people's concession and then go and destroy things.
That's wrong.
It happened before, and we had to shut their mine down. We had to shut Obuasi down for about 3-4 years. The whole place went dead. And then the mine came back, some back, I think 2016 or 2017. We pumped over $1 billion in it. Life is back. Last year they produced about 240,000 ounces of gold. That's over 400 million. So we should at all times separate what is illegal from what is lawful and responsible mining. I'll give you 3 scenarios.
Okay.
Now the new frontier are in the northern part of the country. So take a place like Bongo, where Bongo, you've heard of Bongo?
Yes.
I think Edward Bauer is
Yes,
the MP.
Edward Bauer.
Yes. So here you have about close to 100 people doing mining underground. They are illegal miners. And then we send the Minerals Commission officer in Boga to go and do a recce over the place. They went there, they were doing it underground. So it's not intrusive, it's not on the surface, they're not devastating. Many of the, for some reason, it's just the location of the ore body. Many of the small scale activities in the north are just underground. So it's not intrusive. So we said, look, hey, there's no need to send the military to go and evict them. Just like the boy who was doing Galamsey, now GMPC is going to fund him. I think you're following that story.
Yes.
Is it a case that we could have just arrested him and say, here's a picture, you're doing Galamsey, throw him to jail? You don't do that. So we went there and we said, okay, we'll help you to do it responsibly. We covered the place, got them a license, send them the mercury-free machine, which costs over $150,000, about 2 of them, so that's about $300 to do work and pay. The minister went and lodged it lawfully somewhere in January this year. So you've given livelihood close to over 100 people, they are working. That's the way to go. That's one. We've done the same thing in a place called Tinga. It used to be a last case concession. Green Gold is some Canadian company. They were there for years. After a while, they said, oh, we wanted the gold big, but what is there is good for small scale. They left. Tinga people have now been given small scale license. They are working lawfully. The next place we are looking now is a place called Clough in Bole. So in these places, they are being regularized. They are being removed from the realm of illegality to legality. The water body thing, we don't accept that. Nobody will accept that. It's not tolerated. We can't process an application over the water body. They go there midnight. They go there around 11 p.m. By 5 a.m. they're out. The only thing is to continuously take the military there to sustain it. That thing that you always show, Pra and Cobra, I think you're showing last week also. I was listening to you on Johnny's bike.
Right.
That looks like Milo or Brown Gold is not accepted. We cannot accept that as a nation. The only way to deal with it is to, just stop it altogether. We cannot do that.
Are we doing that? Are we stopping it?
Well, we have started and it's working. They are setting the military there, but it will take time. I'll tell you the complications. Johnny, sometimes you go to an area and an entire community is involved.
In illegal mining?
Yes, the entire community. Like what happens in Colombia and Mexico. The entire community involved. Yeah, so by the time the police or the military or these paramilitary group or whatever, you can even see people on the street and they tip off people. They do that now in Ghana. So it will require a lot of sustained efforts. We cannot go to sleep. We cannot stop.
But where you find key government people, party people, people in authority being named as being complicit.
Well,
for example, Professor Frimpong Boateng in his 35-page report mentions Lord Comey, Director of Operations at the Presidency, mentions Protozwa, somebody who works at the Office of the Chief of Staff, mentions Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, Minister for Information, mentions MPs, mentions party executive, mentions Charles Nite Kotego, presidential staffer. When you hear these names and you want the public to come along in a certain fight, and they are seeing that the people who are supposed to be leading the fight are themselves complicit in what we are trying to fight, that's a disincentive, is it not?
Let us separate the two. And then, Johnny, I also want you to appreciate that people have various roles. For instance, I'll send you some documents and some pictures when we leave. We were seeing numbers. So there's a place called Odan Asumdwe.
Okay.
I'm not diverting from the question you asked. I'll respond to that.
My question, yes.
So there's a place called Odan Asumdwe. And then the Small Scale Association Task Force and Minerals Commission Office in Odan pick intelligence that somebody has come there to come and clear the place for Galamsey. It turns out that the person is a chief of the place. I mean, this is public knowledge now. And then they brought some Yemenis. I think the story was carried by Anko and some of the papers.
Yes.
And they have a whole generator that will not fit into this room. Something I'll be happy if eventually I found we can give it to some of the areas. So he was not there himself. And then when they came and did the arrest, the Yemenis were there. They didn't even try to flee. The locals there, took off. Those guys who normally come there took off. The guys were standing there. So they were arrested. In the course of the police interrogating them, then the chief showed up. He says this place is for him. He brought them here. Bold. That's the chief. Okay? That's what he said. Then they arrested him. One went into hiding. Eventually they've been arrested. Now, Minerals Commission, the small scale people, have done their work. Fortunately, we formally lodged a report at the police. They've been arrested. The F-moving excavators, everything have been put at the police station at Odan. They are still that we are monitoring. And then the case has now been given to the Chief State Attorney in Koforidua. They started the hearing last week. Now, here's my answer to part of the solution to Galamsey. It is our expectation. I'm not a court of law, and I'm using my words advisedly so that I will not be charged for contempt.
Right.
The worst thing a lawyer can do
is to be held for contempt.
Yes, because you should know better. When the two of us do the same thing, we are dragged before court. The treatment will be different.
The consequences for you will be dire.
Yes, because I should understand
an officer
the law.
of the court.
20 years lawyer, I should understand what I'm saying. So, it is my expectation that, and I think the evidence is solid. It is my expectation that at the end of the day, they may go to the trial, and we are following. They will be found guilty based on the evidence, and then all those equipment and all those things taken over by the state, given to field engineering regiment or the assemblies to be used for dredging and all those things, and then they will go to jail. Now, put aside this Odan Asumdwe case, which we are following. I'm in touch, watching to see. I don't handle prosecution, so we have done our job.
We know.
Now, several of that. If they are happening, so you are a chief, you are arrested for Galamsey, the committee knows that, even Johnny has been doing this for years. But you know how our chiefs are revered. And then you are arrested. And then after some weeks or days or months, you come back to the community. Everybody knows that you were doing this thing. You are not punished. You're not taken through the law courts. You know what that means to the community? That 4,000-5,000 people live in the community say, now he Ashile, he got away with it, and he's come back to it. So you've emboldened people. Then they will say, okay, if our chief can do it, or if somebody can do it, or this person can do it and get away with it, and he's not being punished, then that is it. Johnny, the law is horribly punitive. If you permit me to use that word, minimum 15%. Sorry, 15 years, maximum 25. There is no option of a fine where you even come back. So, for example, these people, if they are found guilty, the minimum they could get is 15 years. You don't have an option of a fine where you can pay some money and then go and pay it quickly.
But then, if
we
don't have too much time. I wish that you would answer my question. My question is that, Lord Cummings.
So the law should work.
They have been mentioned. I'm saying that
I'm not a prosecutor. Let me answer you now.
If at the very highest level, these are the people who work in close proximity with the president, who said, I am prepared to put my presidency on the line. And they are the ones being fingered by the noble professor who chaired the committee to say these people made my work difficult, and they are complicit in Galamsey. What kind of example are they setting for the people?
Johnny, these are allegations. I'm not here to condemn Prof. Neither am I here to defend anybody.
Right.
But as a lawyer, if any of your people sitting here come to say, Johnny, you're a thief, or you've been having affairs with the people here and all those things or whatever, they are allegations. You needed to be given the chance. So the appropriate institutions authority that deals with this thing should handle it.
Okay.
It's not for Manchester to come and say, oh, go and prosecute the person or whatever.
Let's look at page 9 of the 35-page report. It says Galamstop is a powerful tool to strengthen the regulatory agencies. Unfortunately, the Forestry Commission refused to use it, and the Minerals Commission approached it half-heartedly. It still remains an important tool for anyone who wants to achieve lasting results in managing the small-scale mining sector. This is an allegation to you.
Johnny, that I can answer. One, you see, I've always been saying this, and we need to understand it clearly. Interministerial is not a regulatory body. It was not set up as a regulatory body. People should understand that clearly. Okay? Now, Minerals Commission, Forestry Commission, Energy Commission, Petroleum Commission, Fisheries Commission, these are creatures of the Constitution.
Right.
The Constitution of Ghana says clearly that wherever you have natural resources, create a commission to do that.
That's right.
So and then because of this Galamsey issue, the president said, look, let me set up a committee. Because I've been advised that the problem is multifaceted, and even by talking to you can get the
that's right.
That is
the many legs and arms.
Yes. So let me bring Minister of Defense, Interior, Mines, etc. Environment,
security,
and sit around and let's find solution. But it didn't say go and take over their job. So if you come out and say, oh, Minerals Commission is not able to do its work the way you should do it to be able to run the sector well, okay, and for that matter they are not effective and efficient, which I may accept 2-3 years ago in a way, what do? The recommendation then is that they should be do what? Resource, like the question you posed to me.
Right.
What do you need? More offices, more vehicles, more technology. Okay, like last year we got 20 pickups. We are all over the place now.
Right.
We've hired about almost 40 inspectors all over, and they are doing their work. That's how it should be done. Oh, they need to get drones, they need to go online, etc. You don't set up Galamstop in a different place. It should have been set up in where? Minerals Commission.
Did you approach it?
We said all those things. I'll come. We said, you see, I didn't want this to turn into a situation where it appears as if maybe it's a banter, we are talking against him or whatever. I mean, there were things he mentioned there which I will subscribe to. Okay. For example, if he says that the commission was not able to do its work effectively and efficiently. Okay, but now I am not boasting. I'll tell you that I am perhaps the most resource public institution in Ghana today. Maybe somebody will ask, how come they are not able to stop Galamsey? If you understand the causes of Galamsey, you realize that it's not about giving Minerals Commission $100 billion a year as their budget. No.
So you say that the IMCM overstepped its boundaries?
Yes. For example, look, they were going around launching community mining sites.
That's right.
A legacy I'm struggling to do with now, because you see, there's no way we will recognize a place as a community mining lawfully permitted doing responsible mining where we'll give you gold catcher unless a place has been inspected by the Minerals Commission.
And that was not done?
You wait, yes. Okay, and that's why I don't want to go that route. Okay, unless a place has been inspected by the Minerals Commission, found a place suitable, and then we will do all the arrangement and get the minister to launch, and then we issue licenses. That's the way to go. So what Interminister get up to do was that, and we were complaining, they were just taking the large-scale people's concession and launching community mining without recourse to us.
Did you complain about
we complained bitterly. So in his report, he said he had a pushback from the board of the Minerals Commission to Professor, Dr. S.K. Buffalo. This is one of the causes. The man said, you can't do that. We are a nation of laws. We are a nation of laws. So if you go and have a meeting at Interministerial and you recognize that, we need to give more licenses to small-scale mining, you just come to the Minerals Commission, we find the area. So, for example, the very place the program was officially launched by the president, we were informed midnight before. It was launched on the concession of a large-scale Golden Star. They called us. We said, no, you cannot say anything. This is a state program. You cannot embarrass us. If he had recourse to us, that would not have happened. And how will you launch community mining in a vacuum? Every mineral operation or activity in Ghana has to be grounded in law. You have to have some approval authorization to carry that. He was not doing that. And they're going around launching that. So these days, right now, almost all those ones that they've launched, we will have to now come and regularize, and I'm dealing
that's
with.
a tall task. That's a
Yes,
tall
and these are some of the fallouts that we are dealing with. And these days, so people get out, go into the bush there, mount, what do you call it, a signpost or whatever you call it, put our logos and things and say community mining. So then people think
who are these people?
Oh, they are illegal miners. It's all part of it. It's just like the way we are told sometimes some people can write on their wall, stop work, produce permit. Okay? And then some of the journalists, including Captain Smile, will see that and say, this is glorified galamsey. No, we found out a lot. Okay? And many of the ones that were launched in his area without recourse to any papers. You see? And I don't want this to be a banter, but if you can call him and say that all the community mining that was launched by him never had any license or authorization. That's what Minerals Commission is saying.
Okay.
So these were some of the problems, and there were the pushback. But Johnny, to wrap up, today, Minerals Commission is fully online. We went online last year.
Oh, congratulations.
You can apply for license any time of the day, Monday to Sunday. The only public institution that provides services Monday to Sunday around the clock. Right now, as you sit here, with your phone, you can apply for a license. You can pay your service and everything to Ghana Dovco. You don't need to come there so that anybody will say, "Bah, Mishka, put something under the envelope." So perhaps, I don't know how this report got out, whether it was leaked or it was subterfuge or whatever. Maybe if they had consulted or come to find, they realize that many of the things that were in the report are things that have been sorted by government long ago. So let me repeat. I'll say this, and I'm not shy to say it. The Minerals Commission, and you can quote me anywhere, is today one of the most well-resourced public institutions in Ghana.
I see. Okay, let's make a few calls.
We should have wrap up on this thing.
Okay. Do you want to? But
5 minutes is important. Your producer called me last night.
But we have had a very interesting conversation.
Yes. No, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'll need at least 45 minutes once a week from you to educate you. Sorry, the general public on mining. I do it on Asempa. I do it on Metro and GTV.
Oh, we have the airtime. You have the money.
Yes, but let's talk about these 5 minutes before we leave.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, as a nation, we should be worried. I just checked the price of cocoa. It's over $3,000. Okay, I wrote it, $3,188 a ton. So if these are previous record of 1 million tons is anything to go by, and if we had managed to sustain, perhaps we should have been looking at over $3 billion a year this year or something. More than perhaps a loan we're going for something of that nature. But listen carefully, okay? And don't let us downplay the sheer enormity of the challenge or problem we are facing. Here is a farmer saying that, and I'm happy the way Fifi Boafo put it, these are illegal operations. The man says I get 8,000 Ghana cedis a bag a whole year. Maybe, I don't know, you may have to find out 50 Boafo. Maybe that guy does about 2-3 bags in a year.
Yeah.
Or maybe just 2 bags in a whole year. Now you have an illegal miner, we know, because our district officers live with them, they know. Walks to you, maybe can go to your grandfather's farm and say, "Oh, Nana, or Accra, me percent, my home good be me percent maybe 2, or Mita Mabafa, or Nokonaka. Way a goodwill." And this way they give goodwill 20, 40, 30,000. In the past 10,000. Where goodwill it's like Kokoko marriage,
Right.
You start here, you start here, and then they will now be bringing. So Fifi Boafo hit the nail on the head that yes, a farmer who has been giving 50,000, and you understand that, and then they will be coming and be giving you money.
Momentarily, he will take it.
He will take it. You understand that? Even now, the next stages are even now the young guys. That farmer like this, not necessarily him. What we are also finding out is that their children now are now even doing the galamsey themselves.
They take their father's land and stuff.
Whatever, or you go and be working for someone and all those things. So you see, when we do the geological investigation and then in the medium to long term, we get more areas for the miners to work on. Okay, because you asked the question, how can we wait? Yes, we met Cocoa Board.
Okay.
I was there. My board and Cocoa Board met.
Right.
We have agreed that all the cocoa growing areas, okay, we will not give license in that area. Once the officer goes to do the checks and their cocoa, no way.
No license.
No license in that area. In fact, we are expecting even the map of the cocoa growing areas from the Cocoa Board then we'll superimpose like forestry.
Okay.
So that may be ongoing.
Okay.
But what Armstrong and Co did the documentary on has to do with illegal operations.
Right.
At best, you raided this place. You might arrest this old man because he said it. So that alone is evidence, and put him in jail. But would that solve the problem?
That's what we are doing.
Because you see, he says he get 8,000. That's what he gets in goodwill. Okay, the man there is not interested in the next 30, 45, 50 years. So maybe, do we need to do something about producer price or whatever? Okay, granted that you stop him, he says, okay, I'm not going to allow the what do you call illegal mining. When we did the national dialogue last year, April,
in Ashanti region,
no, in the national one first,
right,
in April 2021 or so.
Conference center.
A chief in Ashanti region got up. He said, we don't do mining here. But then the farmers are cutting the cocoa to do seasonal crops, like maize and all those stuff. So what is going on here? So should we also get alarm where in areas where you don't find gold and the farmers are beginning to cut the cocoa and they are planting maize and all those things, we should also be alarmed. Johnny, my junior brother, the guy who comes directly after me, is the head of the training school in Kokobot. Okay, he read a grade 1 to upper 6. He was on Kokobot scholarship. Maybe he's been working for the past 20 or so years with Kokobot. Perhaps he's paying
us back.
Yeah, cocoa, as I can to say, Achishu Crow way. Okay, just like mining is like our DNA, but we have to do it responsibly. This thing we cannot continue. But if you really understood what the farmer is saying, it is beyond the Galamsey issue. He says, Minyashri. I don't know.
It's survival.
You take time, play and listen carefully
I
again
have.
what the old man said. It is a serious matter. We might send the military, we'll clear the place, we will restore the land, they will plant cocoa. That will not solve the problem if he keeps saying that he cannot get his 8,000.
Because it's in
he also wants his son to go to Infantsipim.
Right.
So for example, you see the guy who had the 5 A's. Granted, this is his father. Now he gets a goodwill of 50,000. He can take him to Manchester or something. I am not endorsing this because I'm worried. Everybody's worried.
But that's the reality that they have.
I don't want us to treat this thing like the way we treat our football. We will behave like ostriches and shy away from the product. That's why I posed that question in the beginning that we have over 46 or so forest reserves. A lot of them contain gold. I mean, this is public knowledge. The data is there. Maybe Forestry Commission needs to come here. If he tells you that he needs about 3-4 billion every year, 100,000 people to police it armed with guns, can we have that money? Can we do it? Or is it a case that we should allow it to be done responsibly, the state takes control, and then we can, let's say, if you're giving 2 kilometers, and then maybe another. These are my personal views. Please, let me put this in context.
All right.
This is not the views of the government.
We have to go.
I don't want anybody to say government is saying no. I've just been thinking aloud.
Right.
So, if you have continuously thousands of people invading the forest at night, armed with guns, is it a case that you can allow mining lawfully, not illegal mining, in a 2 kilometer square of land, and then, as an offset, 100 kilometer square of forest degraded can be restored? And then the money can be used. But we need to think through this. But lawyer,
the places where we
because I love your question.
Thank you.
How long can we wait?
Long can we wait?
The question you posed to Fifi Abu. So for how long can we continue to see people entering our forests illegally at midnight and devastating them? For how long?
I thank you very much indeed. That's been lawyer Martin Eyisi, the CEO of the Mineral